Hey there, this is Ken with MinnoTank, and we're here with the CEO and founder of Trusted Herd, Brian Fox. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about how he got here. What was his entrepreneurial journey from where he was before to arriving at founding Trusted Herd? So Brian, talk to us a little about your experience and how you got here.
Yeah, so, seeing this opportunity in the event industry, and like I said, living every single user in my life cycle, I saw this opportunity with both workers in that if there was a really good event worker that came out and worked a street festival with me one day, hats off to them. They're an all-star. I want to hire them for every other event that I have in Chicago. But one of the biggest things in our industry and the gig economy in itself is that while I know that Ken is one of the best workers out there, the 1,000 other companies don't, right? And so Ken starts back at square one with them to try to build his reputation up. And there should be a universal database out there that promotes Ken. And so any event that he works with, any company, he's held accountable because he knows he's going to be rated on this universal database. But at the same time, he wants that because the better ratings that he gets, the higher he goes in these rankings, which means any company that comes along, Ken's going to be in that top 10, which means more jobs to him, more offers, better paying jobs, and it really incentivizes Ken to do a great job out there.
Yeah, so Brian, it sounds like you've had a lot of experience in doing this. So you might have personally been managing. So can you give us like a story, or can you give me like an experience where in one of our previous interviews, you referenced the Indy 500. Talk to me about a situation where you've been in a managerial position and you've wanted to go out and find someone, and maybe it worked or maybe it didn't. Talk to me a little about your experience on the job and being there working in that industry.
Yeah, I mean, this industry is, it's a crazy one, and it's a lot of fun because every time out, chances are you can either work for a different client or a different product or a different service that they're pushing. So every time out is unique, but regularly managed teams of, they call them brand ambassadors, of 30 to 40 brand ambassadors. And, the thing about the gig economy and brand ambassadors is most of them have figured out if they can show up to a footprint and help on an activation, they can do the bare minimum and they're still going to get paid their $20 per hour, right? And so what a platform like Trusted Herd incentivizes them is be yourself, do a little bit better, smile. Like, this is a fun industry. It's about talking one-on-one to consumers. And the one thing about when you look at event marketing in the whole, it's not the glitziest event site that you can build or multi-million-dollar build out there. The brand ambassador, the promotional worker, plays the most vital role in the whole operation because they're your first line of contact with every consumer that comes by your footprint in whatever brand or whatever product or whatever service you're pushing. And so you want that worker to be smiling, to be friendly, and it's just such an important role. And yet when companies look at brand ambassadors, and as I talked about earlier, you look at the grand picture, and event staffing is just a small piece of that. Right. Also one of the most important pieces. And so a system like Trusted Herd or a platform like Trusted Herd really aligns both the workers' interests and the company's interests because they know that those workers that go out there are going to do a great job for you.
Right. I want to touch on one more thing before we go. So you just mentioned incentivization and incentives. Mm-hmm. So from being in the industry and from being from a worker to someone who went through to driving out to different shows to a manager to owning your own company. So you've really gone through the entire life cycle of what it is like to work with brand ambassadors. Talk to me about how the brand ambassadors themselves respond to these incentives. Do they like it? Do they like being incentivized? Are they leaving reviews for companies? Are companies leaving positive reviews for them? Is it working?
Yeah, the whole platform is working, and it's working because currently in our industry, it would blow your mind, but it's 2018 and a worker will go to Facebook groups to leave comments about companies. But the main issue with a Facebook group is that chances are it's going to take a lot for that worker to leave a negative comment about a company because either it's taken 2 to 3 months to get paid for a weekend event, or they've reached out 6 or 7 times and nobody's been able to get a hold of them. And so what's really unfair to them is they go to this Facebook group that might have 5,000 to 10,000 people in it, and agencies and staffing companies are also in this group sprinkled in. And so when I go in this group and I leave that negative feedback and share my experience for others to know, I'm getting blacklisted by that company, and I'm probably getting blacklisted by a couple others. And so in what industry or what life is that fair for that worker to share their honest and real experience, to take the bullet for everybody else to know the truth? And so, that's where our Glassdoor method in our reviews half of the website is when workers leave feedback on companies, it's anonymous, right?
Right.
And so it shields them, and that's especially important in the gig economy because we're not talking about a worker who has a job for 3 years. We're talking about a worker who picks up something for 2 days, for a week. And so it's really important for that whole industry to know the truth and real feedback on companies because trusted heard, Ken. It's just needed.
So, Brian, what I think is the most powerful aspect of the platform, and the reason why we wanted you to come join us on MinnoTank, is because whenever you're looking at investment opportunities, you're often looking at young companies, especially young entrepreneurs who are extremely tech savvy, and they're building a thing based on a TAM, a total addressable market, they might not have totally defined. Whether you're kind of the opposite way around, right? You've been through the industry, you have the experience, we've seen your journey from very beginning all the way, from becoming an event worker to building all the way up to owning your own company and finding a need and filling it. And it seems like, to me, and from an investor's point of view, that is the very best way to go about building a business, because this is not a TAM that is, something out there, right? We can easily pull a number from the US Census to say there are this many employees doing this many things. We can develop a total addressable market from there. Right. But you fully thought it through. You understand the minutia and how it currently works, whether it be Facebook groups or whatnot. And you've really built the idea around proven business models like Glassdoor, things that are more gig economy based. So I just want to say that I think how you got here is very significant, and I think it's something to be appreciated.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's very true, and I think there's one word when you look at any entrepreneur, any startup, and certainly me being in the trenches of the event industry for so long, it's authenticity. That's the word. And, and it's being real. And that goes to talking to an investor or talking to a worker that's on your platform or you're using your business, because they can see through that. And if you're not who you are and your mission isn't what it seems, they're not going to buy in. And so, yes, it's a unique advantage of knowing my industry in and out, but not everybody who knows the entire industry could build a business like Trusted Herd. It's the authenticity and it's the realness of what you're pushing and what you're trying to be and what you are that is attractable to people.
Love it, Brian. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.